Welcome back, everyone. Ready to dive into something pretty wild. We're talking computer vision in project management. Yeah, you heard that right. Like straight out of sci-fi. Remember those futuristic cities that practically run themselves? Well, that might be closer than we think.
Closer than you think is right.
Today, we're going to be looking at a super practical blog post aimed at, well, project managers, obviously, and then a more, I guess, big picture scholarly article. And we're going to try to figure out how computer vision is already changing the game, even if you weren't exactly a tech whiz, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think what's so interesting is we're just at the beginning of all this, like what we're seeing now with computer vision and project management. It's a tiny peek at what it could become.
Right. It's like we're just scratching the surface. Okay, so let's start with this blog post. The main thing they hammer home is like a problem-first approach.
Right.
Not about just like throwing the latest tech at everything because it looks cool.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
It's about finding the right tool for the job.
Exactly. It's about finding the right tool, pinpointing the exact challenge that you're facing, something that's maybe slowing you down, maybe hurting your budget, and then asking, can computer vision solve this?
Right. Okay, so picture this.
Yeah.
You're a construction manager, right?
Yeah.
You've got a million things going on, teams all over this huge site, and keeping up with everything. Forget about it. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
This blog post talks about how computer vision can, see your project, literally see it and analyze like how every task is going and even like red flag potential delays before they even,
Before they blow up in your face. Yeah.
Exactly.
So picture this, right? You're sitting at your desk, you get an alert. Hey, those steel beams, the delivery is delayed. It's going to push back this phase of the project by like 3 days.
Uh-oh.
Right. But now you're not caught off guard. You can like adjust your schedule, move things around, and maybe save like thousands of dollars in overtime.
Right. You're not constantly putting out fires. You can actually, be proactive. But it's not just about time and money, right?
Mm-hmm.
This blog post also talks about safety. And the example they give, it's kind of mind-blowing, to be honest.
Yeah, they talk about how these AI-powered drones, they can fly over construction sites and like using computer vision, they can spot safety hazards, things that a human inspector, they might miss.
Right. So you could avoid like a lawsuit or even worse, like a serious injury because your AI system flagged a violation that, no one else saw.
It's like having an extra set of eyes that never get tired.
Right. Constantly watching, making sure everything's okay. Okay. So I'm getting why everyone's like freaking out about this, but let's be real for a second. This all sounds, expensive and really complicated. Like how accessible is this for, the average project manager?
Well, that's where things get really interesting, actually. This blog post, they point out that you don't have to build everything from the ground up. There are tons of tools and platforms that already exist, and some of them, they're actually pretty affordable.
Really?
Yeah, you've got like the big names, right? Like Google Vision AI, Amazon Recognition. These offer like a whole bunch of pre-built computer vision services.
So you don't need to be like a coding genius to use this stuff.
Not at all, really. And if you need something a little more specific, a little more customized, the blog post talks about partnering with, the big tech companies, IBM, Microsoft, to create a solution that fits,
Right. A bespoke solution.
Exactly. So it's about finding what works for your project, your budget, that kind of thing.
So, okay, so we've got the tech, right? But how do we actually use it? I can barely figure out my smartphone half the time.
Well, both the blog post and the scholarly article, they both talk about training, like really equipping your team, giving them the skills they need to work with this stuff.
Right. So what kind of training are we all going back to school for computer science degrees now?
No. It's not that intense. The blog post suggests starting with the basics, right? How to use the tools, how to understand the data that comes out of them, how to set up alerts. It's making sure that your team is comfortable,
So it's more about upskilling people rather than making them completely change careers.
Exactly. And this kind of ties into a bigger point that the scholarly article makes about the future of work, right? The project managers who embrace this stuff, AI, who learn to use it, they're going to be in high demand. We're talking about a whole new level of data-driven decision making, going from, just reacting to problems to actually solving them before they happen.
That sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the tech, we've trained our team. What's next?
Well, both sources, they both stress how important it is to monitor your success. It's not enough to just set up these tools and hope for the best. You need to track what happens, see what's working, and make changes as you go.
It's all about the data, right?
Yeah.
Like having a dashboard that shows you, live how your project is doing, how it's measuring up to the goals you set.
Exactly. And the blog post even gives you like specific metrics to track. How much faster are you finding defects? How much time are you saving because you've automated some stuff? How much safer has your project become? And this data, it's not about, bragging about how cool your tech is. It's about like making sure it's actually making a difference.
Right. Proving the value of it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So we have the tools, the training, the monitoring. It's all coming together.
Yeah.
But what about scaling this up? Like, we're not going to go from zero to like full AI project management overnight, are we?
No, not at all. And that's where the blog post's like phased rollout approach comes in. They say, start small, maybe do a pilot project, get everyone comfortable, and then slowly expand to other projects, other teams as you learn more.
Right. So it's about like managing the cost, not disrupting everything all at once, and like actually using what you learned from that first project to make things even better. Makes a lot of sense.